What would you do if you realized the person you built your life with was dismantling it right in front of your eyes? The screen of her phone cast a faint blue glow under the polished oak of the dinner table. A tiny secret star in the dim light of the Chicago steakhouse. I was sitting right across from her, talking about our future. While her thumbs moved in a frantic, silent dance texting him, she'd look up, smile, and ask me to repeat what I'd just said. Her eyes holding a reflection of the candor I thought we shared, but her heart was somewhere else entirely. I didn't know it then, but that dinner wasn't just a meal. It was the beginning of the end. The first tremor before the earthquake that would swallow my world whole. That night, I went home with a wife who was already a ghost. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel. Tell us where you're from and what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. The strange behavior had been a slow poison. It started with the late nights she blamed on her marketing job downtown. The hushed phone calls she'd take in the other room, the way she'd angle her laptop away from me. Her name was Sarah, and for 10 years she was the sun my world orbited. Now, she was a planet spinning into a dark, unknown galaxy. The discovery was a death by 1,000 cuts. A receipt from the Lahanam on Wabash Avenue for a night I wasn't there. A sudden obsession with a new, password-protected phone. She became a master of manipulation, a cold artist of deceit. "You're being paranoid, Jake," she'd say. Her voice dripping with a manufactured concern that was more insulting than any lie. She and him, a smug real estate developer named Mark, felt untouchable, wrapped in the arrogance of their secret. The breaking point came on a rainy Tuesday. I followed her. I told myself I wouldn't, that it was madness, but I couldn't stop. I watched from my car across the street as she met him outside a bar in the West Loop. The way he wrapped his arm around her, the way she leaned into him, it wasn't a friendly greeting, it was ownership. In that moment, sitting in the drumming rain, the loyal man I once was drowned. Something else was born in his place, a strategist, a ghost, a man with nothing left to lose but the fight. My grief turned to ice in my veins. The next morning, I didn't confront her. I called the best divorce attorney in Chicago. My life became a covert operation. I was a ghost in my own home, documenting everything with chilling precision. I installed keyloggers, recovered deleted texts. I photographed every clandestine meeting from a distance. I learned they were planning to use a significant chunk of our joint savings, my inheritance, to fund a boutique real estate venture. They were not just stealing my wife. They were stealing my future, my family's legacy. The trap was set. I transferred the bulk of our joint assets into a trust account that she couldn't touch, a move my lawyer assured me was legally sound, given the circumstances I was meticulously proving. I let her and Mark continue their planning, feeding them just enough rope to hang themselves, all while I smiled and played the part of the oblivious, loving husband. The public exposure was a masterpiece of social demolition. Sarah's parents were celebrating their 40th anniversary with a lavish party at a downtown hotel ballroom, filled with their friends, family, and influential business associates, the very people whose approval Sarah craved more than air. During the toast, I was invited to speak about family. I walked to the podium, my heart a cold, steady drum. I spoke of loyalty, of trust, of the bedrock of a family. Then, I looked directly at Sarah, my voice dropping but carrying across the silent room. "Which is why it's so heartbreaking," I said, "when that trust is shattered." On the large screens meant for a slideshow of her parents' life, a different slideshow began. Photos of her and Mark. Screenshots of their texts, their plans to drain my accounts. The hotel receipts. A collective gasp sucked the air from the room. Sarah's face went from pale to ashen. Her father, a man I respected, looked at her with an expression of pure, unfiltered disgust. Mark, standing near the back, simply vanished into the crowd. She was alone, exposed under the glare of 100 pairs of eyes, her social world incinerated in an instant. The legal battle was a formality. My evidence was an ironclad fortress. She was left with nothing. No money, no social standing, no family to fall back on. Her father disowned her. Her friends evaporated. Mark, the coward he was, had already blocked her number and disappeared from her life, his own reputation in tatters among their shared circle. She was completely, utterly ruined, a pariah in the city she once thought she owned. Sometimes, late at night, I walk through the quiet rooms of this house we once shared. It's clean now, scrubbed of her memory, but the silence is heavy. I won. I got my revenge. I destroyed her as thoroughly as she destroyed me. But when you burn everything to the ground, you have to live in the ashes. The end.